Hello, let's play a bunch of daily word games. This is a weekly series where I play daily games. There are a bunch of Wordle-like and word games. Most of them are Wordle-like, and I enjoy them, and I think you will too. So we are going to start with Don't Wordle. This is our bonus game 2 weeks in a row because last week I had a very poor performance because I used random starting word. So instead, I am going to start with a good starting word for Don't Wordle, and we're going to try our best to not have to use an undo. We're going to start with fluff. All right, so there is an L in the word. This is our opportunity to use a bunch of L's. So I'm going to do lolly, and we'll see what happens. All right, so there's one L and it's fourth. That really narrows it down, but at least we still only have the L. So I wonder if I could get away with like a ton of E's, like E-E-L-E, probably not that many, but if I use an E, I'd like to use more than one. You know, we could use the S at this point, and we could do something like, if I do that, I'd want to use a really uncommon letter. We already can't use Q because the U is used up, but what am I thinking? I'm thinking E-E-L-S, Zeals. I wonder if we can do like the uncommon. Most of the words I'm thinking of are E-A-L, not E-E-L. I wonder if we should do something else then, like a I-L-T or I-L-D. We don't have a U for guild or build. We could do child. That's 5 letters, though. I really don't. There's like, we can't do drill because we already know there's not 2 L's. It wouldn't let us, see. What about, is there like an, I don't know if I can get away with using only, like using a double letter somewhere. What can I end in? L, L-M? Like the word palm, but that's 4 letters. Okay, let's do something. Let's see if Zeals is accepted. It's not. How about Peels then? All right, there's exactly 1 E. We're down to 36 words. That's bad with 3 guesses left. We probably end in L-E. I think we're going to be forced to do that anyway. So let's see if we can do an I-L-E word. I think it's less common. Ooh. Yeah, I can't do child anymore because we need to use the E. There might not be a word. While. Let's try it. All right, it wasn't while. There is an I, and it's not even third. I second. Is there like an I-D-L-E word? Let's see if any of those are accepted. Like diddle, giddle, riddle. I mean, I know most of them are double D, but who knows? Maybe one of these are accepted. Kiddle, ziddle, biddle, middle. No, okay, that was a stretch. What else would we put here though? RLE? Hey, girl. I'm thinking we start with I. I'm thinking the actual answer starts with I and has an A there. But I don't see the word. It's not I-A-L-E, is it? Or A-I something? Oh, it's not aisle. We already used the S. Is there another one that does that? No. Is it I-A? I thought this was going to be it, but I don't see the word. What do we have? Not a DD. Oh, the answer is not addle because there's no I in addle. It would have to be iddle. there another word like this? I just don't think an A can go third here. Title. The answer is title. So how many idle words are there? I wonder if anything else is accepted for that, or if there's a... I mean, there's 9 words here. Is there like an in something LE? Nail. Email. 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 Send me an email. Your rail. I just have to avoid T and we're good. But I need 2 words like this. I don't know if I'm going to find them. They're probably very obscure words, but I don't know. Maybe there's something I haven't thought of. Is there how many TILE words are there? I don't see any. Tile. Oops. Title with a D? I really don't think this is going to happen. All right. I could use undoes, knowing the answer is title. Bicycle. This is the issue. I don't even know what to try. Okay, we're going to use one undo. And we're going to avoid using the I on this guess, so I can use the A. I can do addle pretty carefully here. And then from addle, oh, we're down to 10 words. So we know title's the answer. Is there any way... Is there a way to start with L for this one, so I can then do whatever, I can do while last. Because if I do I third here, we know I isn't third, so we can't do while last. Inkle. Inkle's a word. I don't think inkle's a word. Inkle was accepted. Okay, perfect. And now we don't do title, we do while, and we win. All right, one undo. So what was possible after addle? Bible. Oh, I could have just done Bible. Oh, burl and then Bible would have been perfect. Chile is accepted. That wouldn't really help to me. Ickle, inkle, ingle, inkle. So ickle, ixtle. Yeah, I don't know any of these words. I don't know chile. I don't know burl. So Bible was the only one I would have known, which would have been a good guess, but I would still need to come up with one of these. Actually, yeah, Bible wouldn't have been good. Burl was the only way to have ice second and win. I'd do Burl and then Bible, and then I'd do title. Oh, wait a minute. The answer was Bible, not title. Oops. Okay, I didn't even realize that. Sorry, the answer was Bible, not title. Okay, so with title being the answer, I couldn't guess these two. I could guess title, and then after title, I'd be forced to do Burl, and that would be fine. Okay. Wow, I didn't even realize that. I knew there were more words left, but okay. Cool. Well, let's move on to Dordle. Let's start with Bible. That was the answer to the not Wordle. All right, left word, we can just get a bunch of new letters. Stray, for some reason, looks good. Ooh, it does look good. If we can get the answer, we can guess the left word. If not, we'll do the right word. So is it like arts? I don't think it would end in S. Tarso? All right, I don't know what it is, so let's just guess the right word. Spoke. Ooh, scope. All right, that did not help my left word. Is it like Astra? Astra's not a word. I thought it was. Oh, it wouldn't have worked anyway. So I think we're careful. TARS doesn't work. Um, maybe it is ARTS. Farts. Okay, it is. Darts, warts. I need to do a non-plural, but it could be a third-person verb. Warts, darts. Darts can be a third-person verb. There we go. He darts. Okay. Let's move on to Fibble. Beast. So each guess has a lie in it. So the way Wordle would have colored this is almost exactly the same, except one of the colors is different. Exactly one of the colors is different. So we have to find where the lie is. Almost certainly the yellow bee is the lie, to the point that I'm almost willing to do that. But let's just trust that for now. And why don't we just end in like L8? We can do table, which is oh, what's wrong with table? Oh, I can't use the T and the E. But is there a Fable? Fable's fine. So we're saying the E was lying. It should have been in the word, but B and A being yellow is correct. We got a green B there. We also got a gray A. So actually, we know there's a B in the word. Why do we know that? Well, one of these A's has to be lying because they contradict. This says there's an A in the word. This says there isn't. So that's one of our lies. We only have 2 lies in total. So if I wanted B not to be in the word, that would have to be gray, and that would have to be gray, and that would use too many lies. So there is a B in the word, and I'm almost trusting this green B here. We could continue to use the A and the E. Oh, we also have the E's disagreeing. Oh, that's perfect. So that's the other lie. So we know anything that's not an A or an E is telling the truth. So I could do like I don't know, is there like an EBA word or ABE? Oh, it could be a ABER word. Is there a word that does that? I don't think there is. What would we do? Ape, cape. I can't think of a word. B is really uncommon if it's not first. I mean, it could be that we don't have an A or an E. That's one of the possibilities, but I'd like to use them if I can. Cable. Oh, but there's no L. Shoot. Neighbor, paper, gaber, Dave. I don't think this works. EAB. All right, what if I just use a B in the middle and I don't use A or E at all? Maybe double B. Why? Like a hobby? Ooh, the second B is yellow. We know that's true. Yikes, what's happening here? I think that the second B is lying. I don't see how there's another B. Something like Robin, but then now that has too many lies in hobby. Like a Reuben sandwich. We're getting nothing. I like to believe the I, so we can bring in like an IB. Wait, is rebar a word? That'll be 2 lies in Reuben. Darn it. Rebar would have been a very good guess before hobby. After Fable, rebar. That's what I was trying to think of. Darn it. It's not it anyway. Cabin has 2 lies. Nibble. What? This is so hard. Is there an IB word? Dib, gib, gibbon, gib. I could bring in a U, or I could bring in an N or an R. Maybe an R. Rib, ribbon, ribeye. I might have to do a filler here. Let's do cabin as a filler and just see what lies. We know this is true. Okay, there's a lie between these two, so there's no N. A was... Do we bring back the A and the E, and we just don't use an I? And then the lie would be the C. So if we brought back the A and the E, we'd be EBA. Again, not rebar. I'm going to guess rebar and see what it says. Okay, that's our lie. So we do have the A and the E. They're just not there. So if A was second, we'd have to use a C. And it couldn't be, oh, it couldn't be first. Wait, the C, no. Yeah, the C couldn't be lying. So no, that doesn't work. So I think it's ABE, not EBA. And then there's just no C. The C would be the lie. I'm going to guess cable. Oh, that's not how you spell cable. Ah, shoot. ABE. D? There's no R. All right, one more filler. We're going to do cabal. We know this L is lying. So these are all true. So A is not before the B. So is it A? This is forced to be A unless we end in A. Is there like a BEA word? All right, or we could start with A and do like a BE here. Amber. I'm going to guess amber as my final filler. Okay. We know there's an A in the word, so that's lying. Darn it. The A had to be the one lying. All right, so we have A something BE, and I need to figure out this word. At least it seems reasonable. What are we ending in? Is it ABB? Abd? Oh boy. It would probably accept abd. But I don't think that's the answer. This has been really tough. What is this word? Does it end in a Z somehow? Really unfortunate. I mean, I suppose it could end in A, but I don't know a word that ends in BEA. You know, A is not second. This is true. We can't fit a C in here, so that's the lie. That's true, that's a lie. Is there a second B? If there was a second B, oh, it's Abby. That's what it is. The Y was lying. Ah, that's a lie. That's the lie. Okay. There it is. Abby. It didn't occur to me that the Y would be lying, but it makes perfect sense to an extent. Yeah, I should have thought of Abby right after hobby. Darn. Oh well, it took me a while. Let's move on to Betweenle. We're going to start with Abby. Doesn't really matter what you start with in Betweenle. Right, we are 6.6% away from all Z's. I think that probably keeps us in the Y's. Let's do a late W, actually. You know what? Let's do Xenon just to see if we're in the W's or the Y's. We are in the W's. We're going to do an early W, actually. Waver. Ooh, are we not in the W's? Are we in the V's? Maybe a middling V? Like voice? Ooh, so I think we might be a, like, visit or something. There just aren't that many of these words. How about valor? How early in the V's are? Okay. We are in the V's. It's probably like verso or something. Ooh, very close. Oh, is it just verse? No, it's not just verse. Okay, that doesn't even move the needle. We're about three words away from verse. Is it still ver then? Probably. Verge? There it is. Okay. Verge in 9. All right. I did some bad guesses there, but we got there. I didn't realize 6.6% away from all Z's was in the early V's, but now I do. Well, if I remember that. When I used to play this every day, I remembered a lot more about the game. All right, let's play word 500. We are going to start with verge. All right, we're just going to assume one of these E's is green. Let's just say it's at the end for now. And we're going to do louse. All right, I think we got the E at the end, and I think we got, you know, let's take the L today. Let's do the L and then end in E. We could do L-A-E, like flake. Still one green, so it wasn't the L. So maybe it was the O, and we can do O-E. No R, no L. You know what? I'm going to take the U, and we're going to do quite. One green, one yellow. What yellow do I want? Not the Q, not the U. We'll say the O was yellow here. You know what? Maybe the... No, we don't have two E's. So I think I need this vowel, and I think I need the T then. Maybe? Is it an O-E word? Wouldn't be O-T-E. Should I guess stone just to see what happens? I don't know. I don't know what to guess here. We could take the I. It could be biome. Two greens in biome. So it could be still that we have to take the T. We can't repeat the E. We could repeat the O. All right, I'm going to guess stone just to see if we're on the right track here. Two greens and a yellow. So if I'm right about the T, then we would start with T. We do O and then E. Oh, would it be like T-H-O? We're running out of guesses here. I used up most of them. I don't know what else to put there. T-O-O-E. T. I could be way off on this analysis too. If I guess those, I might be able to learn something, and that's my last filler. One green, one yellow. Okay, so I did learn something. I'm wrong. I do think we had the E green the whole time. I think that's completely reasonable. No VRG. Now, this O couldn't have been green the whole time, and it couldn't have been yellow the whole time, so we do not have the O. What about the T? Yellow, green, yellow. I'm willing to try the T. So no QUI. We could do ST. No, we can't do ST. We can't do ST. We could do an S still. If it was yellow here and here, we'd be TS though. I don't like that. So no S. That means we'd have the L. That seems reasonable. Oh no, sorry. We do not have an L. So we have to have the S in this case because of flake. And so then we would have this yellow S as well. Yeah, unless T is in the middle, in which case this they could start. But anyway. So no N then. One of these was right. Oh no, but then we would need the S here as well. We can't have the S, T, and E. All right, so hold on. Maybe we don't have the E then, because I think I ran myself into a corner. But let's make sure we get the correct reds here. So this flake, no L. We can't have the O because it would be green here and it would be yellow here. Oh, sorry, yellow here. So no O's, meaning we have a U or an S. Maybe we have the S. So yellow S here, green or yellow S here, definitely yellow S here. So no T. No T. So we need an S and an N. So it could be an SN word ending in E. That seems reasonable. And then we need a yellow. Oh, the I, or there would be an M. The M would have to be in place here because we placed the SN there. This is not looking good. And then we would need a yellow. Oh, none. It would be snoom. Okay, so it's not that. I hate starting over, but I still think we had the E the whole time. I really do. It's possible we didn't, but if we didn't, I'm kind of screwed anyway. No O, we know that. And I'm pretty sure we said no T, but maybe not. Let's leave that open for a second. What happens if I want an L? If I want an L second, what happens? Because that seems very nice. Oh, I can't have an L, sorry. Whoops. L should be red from Flake. All right, O, U, or S. U would be yellow here and here. Makes it kind of hard. Could be an unword. Can't rule out the U. I would be green here, yellow here. What's my yellow down here? Not if okay. Let's say we don't have S or T. Then my yellow would be the H. I kind of want to prove that we need an S or a T. Because so far all the moves have been forced. But this would mean we have an H. We have an O or a U. No, we don't have an O, so we'd have a U. Yellow here and here. So no I. So we would need, oh no, S. So we don't have enough for stone in this case. Oh, actually, stone kind of proves it. Yeah, stone actually proves it on its own. If we have the E's, then we can't have the O's and the L. And so this actually proves, if you look at stone, we need 2 more letters. One of them has to be ST. Why don't we say we then have an N? Now, what if the N was in place? And then the S or the T is going to be yellow here. And that means no M. So maybe the I, we need a vowel, so maybe the I is here. So that would mean no T, which would mean we have to have the S yellow here. We have to have the S yellow here. It would be an I-S-N-E word. So that's no good, but we could make the S green here and the N yellow. And it would be an S-I-N something word. I think it's since. I think the word is since. There we go. Okay, I figured it out. Yeah, ooh, tough word 500. Alrighty. Cool. Let's so I almost had it when I said have the SN, but I put the N second and I shouldn't have. I should have put it third. Okay. Let's do Polygonle. This letter repeats, it appears 3 times, and it's the only repeat in the word. ING feels unlikely, but we can look at it. Because we kind of want another G before an ING. There's something that can happen, which is INGS, but there's no letter that would go here. All right, there's also like just ER, but I don't know what would go here. Rariter. No. D could work. Dad. S could work. All right, none of my common prefixes are working. There's not like an A, A-S-T-E. Nah. Let's just do a filler. 7 letters. We'll do maidens. Okay, it's not the S that repeats. Could it be an E repeating? With like an A here then. Elevate. Nice. All right. Elevate. Maybe I should have tried E at the end before doing the filler. Oh well. There were 10 ordinary words. Alameda, Amanita, anemia, Arabica, elevate, execute, example, should have tried E, eyesore, sisters is the S, and systems, also S. Okay, mini. These repeat. Let's try E again. There's got to be something, right? Maybe not. Let's do something easy like stout. I like stout for this. right, it could be an S, or maybe not. Could still be E. Dense. It is ESE. Is it L? What would do this? Else, pelse, pelse. Is it EASE? Lease? It's lease. Okay. Cool. Least starters would do well today. All right. Let's do Symble. I always start with lays. Want that uncommon letter. All gray, so we do toxin instead. All right, so our X is uncommon. We assume there's no X in the word. And so we assume these are the Symble yellow. The Symble yellow works different than Wordle yellow. It means a different letter in our word belongs in that spot. So we could do, for example, a IT word. We could do an OT word. We could do an ON word. We could even do an ING word if we wanted to. Maybe there's like using seems like a good guess. I was right. It's an ING word. It might be RING. I can't find one. Fring. Ring. Got it. All right. Got a 4. Very nice. Okay. And our final game is the blind Fusele. This combines a bunch of. It has a twist for each guess. And we don't know what they are until we get to it. So here we're going to get yellow and green tiles are going to be ambiguous. We'll just know if it's in the word or not. We won't know if it goes there or not. We're just going to start with lease because that was the answer to the symbol. So all gray. That's probably one of the better results, although this is not bad no matter what. I have to repeat a letter. I'm out of L's. Doesn't mean that the answer repeats a letter, by the way. It just means we have to in this guess. I'm thinking about if there's like an ITTY word. But I can't think of one. Pity is one T. Like ditty? Okay. There is a D in the word. Here we're going to get a lie, like Fibble. What would we do here? Would we end in D? Feels like we kind of have to, but I don't know what word does it. Crowd? Ooh, there's one lie. What's our lie? I don't think the D's lying. In this, we're going to get Symble-like clue, so it'll be blue instead of yellow, and it'll work like the symbol yellow. Is it a WD, or is that what's lying here? Like, are we doing, like, rod ending? I don't know what does that. R-O? Rowdy. Doesn't really work. We know there's no Y. Or something D? Is there like an O-rod word? I mean, if the W is not lying, we end in WD. But then we wouldn't... I mean, if the O was lying, we could just not have an O, I suppose. Would it be like... I don't know how we'd just use there. I feel like the W has to be lying, but I don't know what we're doing with it. I mean, we don't know what we're doing with RO. Or I'd have to put a U here or an O. I don't know this word. I'm going to do a filler. I'm going to do drown as a filler. Lots of blues. Okay, so there's this W wasn't green, which means the W was the lie. So we need, and then the O is going to go in one of these blues. We know there's no W, so we need to use D, R, O, and N. Oh, yeah, we know there's no W, so we have to use the N. So the N is in the word. Unfortunately, this is G is pre-filled, which we know is wrong, but it means we have to guess a G here. But I'd like to figure out what the answer is. So we know the D is at the end. This letter here It could be ND at the end. So pretend that's an N. And then we need an O. So ND, R, O, something ND, round. The answer is round. So we're going to guess rough, and then we're going to get round. Perfect. Oh, this last one, we have to guess anything but a real word. So we're going to guess round W. And then we'll get round. Okay. Forced to get it last, but that's not my fault. I figured out it was round here, and then these twists prevented me from guessing it until the final guess. It happens. All right, cool. Well, those are the games for the week for this video. I hope you enjoyed them. Let me know how you are enjoying this series. Feedback is always helpful. And if you enjoyed this, why don't leave a like, subscribe, and a kind comment below.